Okay, I'm going to this other side. Oh man, this I don't know how to really fix this. I guess talking is a big deal, and when you talk, you explain things. When you explain things, you understand what we're talking about. Once I remember it was a 5 year stretch, a 5 year stretch, 5 years that I never repeated myself. And it's important to understand that when you when you make a mistake, such as repeating yourself, you tend to make more mistakes. So do it once right the first time, and then things ought to go good. So it was 5 years I never repeated myself. If I remember it, a whole stretch, maybe even longer than that. But then I got into, you know, some people didn't seem to understand what I'm saying, and maybe I said it wrong or this or that. So I need to do it again. And I did it where I put all the labels out front, and then I clipped that out front, and it went in a trash can, and more or less you just got the information. Which makes it almost totally useless because there's no way that anybody needs 200 submarines. It's like, I can't even afford a multi billion-dollar deal, with all these submarines. But, of course, there is a country or two that can afford that and that need that very much. And they need to pick up that lost one. Yeah, that one too. Oh my God. That was a picture, huh? We just got submarine, half of it stuck out of an ice cube. I don't know if it was real or not, but thinking that that might be lost, whether or not. That's another thing, getting rid of the fake pictures. Oh, God. I didn't sleep last night. So it's early this morning, the sun's coming up. I see the North Star's up, which is actually Jupiter, right? Looking pretty bright. Anyways, that's not north, anyways. Um, I just gotta think. I spent every freaking penny I got, and of course, I had one chance this month. I got some money, and then I went ahead and I bought. What do you call those things? I can't remember. Let's see, an option. That's what it was. I got an option, and yeah, I don't even play freaking card games such as Scratch Off. But options are what looked good because I think the market is coming down in not a hurry. Which a hurry would be nice, considering I got options today. I got a skull head on this orange Jeep in front of me. Comes from South Dakota. Oh, look, there's a spider web. Yeah, I'll be darned. Just one. Have you seen that show? I'm driving down tarantulas. I mean, tarantulas coming across the road. Oh boy. Yeah, that's what I said. We just got rid of the Jeep in the military, and we were driving Humvees, a brand new one. And when we took it out, there was a migration, so there was tarantulas everywhere, and I mean, big spiders. Whew. Scary. Anyways. I'm just babbling because I want to send this out, and I'm already sending one or two out. And people that don't have any time, or don't know what to do, or don't know what to watch, will understand that. What'd you have for breakfast? Good Morning America, which is That's great if you think about it, but it's not sitting at the table thinking that, are you going to let me have a word in? In. Okay. Anyways, I should have done this 20 years ago and I didn't do it. I did very little video. Well, I never gave any video out, I should say. Then I had this little problem with losing stuff. Which, by the way, I think my card is started so I could give you stuff from last year, which I don't have a lot. I don't have any conversation like this, more or less because I think abuse is a big deal. Yeah, and I'm already having some problems, but if we could catch these people and throw them in jail or wherever they belong, maybe it's worse. But I don't think it's like 10 or 15 people. I think it's more like 40 or 50. I know. Little T, not big T. That's a good one. You got to be part of that group or you don't understand that, It's like little T, big T. You got a really big cup. Smells good. Which that's not quite what I was meaning, but yeah. But if you think and you understand and you feel, then you're going to understand that just getting on the phone line and saying, what's up, how's things going? You're going to understand that the most important thing is you have a chance to make a phone call, be nice, because that's what it sounds like. And that's a good deal. And I already did one of these this morning, so I'm fresh out of all these ideas. Okay. What happened is I walked down to the other end, and then this guy, it's weird because this car stops, all black windows, He whips in. When he whips in, it was just like, okay, should I move over? He's like 20 yards away, but when he whipped in, it was just like, I think he would have rather ran me over than anything else. Just an asshole person, you know what I'm saying? And I can't see that, but the car's lights and the car's thing and my thought said move or die, or maybe that's what they wanted to do, was move and get rid of me. So anyways, I stand there and no one gets out of the car. I hate that. So I freaking get on phone. Hey, booyah. And it's kind of like, you have no idea. So it's kind of like, it's funny, this guy gets out of the car and I said, oh, that's good. Big giant guy. Yes, he didn't come over and visit me. That was good. He walked, around. And so I said, well, I got to leave too. So I started walking. Another guy gets out of the car, about the same size, goes down, and they walked into the restaurant. So they must have been going to eat, I'm guessing. But sitting around in a vehicle, so when you pull up and you just sit around, that's not good when people are standing, It's like kind of threatful. I got in a fight with this woman. I heard it was a police officer, I didn't know. I'm sitting on a table, so she has to pull up and shine her lights on me, And just before I got there, I got maced. My hands were still freaking burning. Yeah, did you see how many wrinkles I got on these? That's pissing me off. But anyways, so she comes and she keeps her lights on totally, just bright. So I walk away and I wait for 3 or 4 minutes, and she sits in her car and she sits there with her kids and stuff. I didn't know it was kids, but they're big. They were kids, but they're min-sized kids, super sized. Anyway, so finally I went up to her and said, that's kind of threatful. Would you turn your lights off? And she says, threatful, why? And I said, well, why? Because I'm sitting right there and you're sitting with your headlights right in my eyeballs. So I walk away, and because she wasn't going to do it. And So this guy comes up, and so she's yelling. She gets out of the car and she's yelling, and she's pointing at me. And she's telling this guy. So I walk up to her and said, "What's the deal?" And it was her husband. And it's like, why is that dreadful? And I said, I told you why it's dreadful, because you're you're pointing everything at me, and you didn't have to park there in the first spot. You never got out of your car, so I'm pretty sure that was kind of dreadful. And so I asked you to turn your lights off. Anyways, we never got in a fist fight or nothing. That was a good thing. But I think she should have went to the police station. Because obviously there's a whole bunch of people in this town that when they drive by they mace me, or they throw radioactive stuff on the ground. It goes right through your shoes. Foot mines or whatever. So they blow your feet up. Anyways, so I'm having this problem, and I'm walking, and that is my problem. Is walking, and I don't know how many people do it, but there's a big group. And obviously, after this morning, because I called the cops this morning, because the guy from one of the town guys with a label on his door and everything, and I never seen which one, but there's quite a few of them. It wasn't the one with the Tommy gate, because I looked at the car. Well, maybe it was. I shouldn't even say that. Anyways, it was. Wow. Did you just move that? Yeah, looks like somebody's on there. Got lots of static. You're gonna have to go take the whole thing. Wow. No, it's a wiretap. That's another. They have no idea that. You know what a prison sentence is? You cannot steal. You cannot get on other people's stuff. You're going to freaking jail. Because they like to change it and everything. So anyways, I'm sitting there and I'm freezing that blanket on, and the guy throws a firecracker out, or he shot a small gun, but I didn't see no shrapnel. Whether or not it is no good, you know what I'm saying? Threatful people like that. So I don't know what to do about it. So I called the cops, and she said she's going to send an officer, but she didn't. And I'm like, I'm talking to her really, and she says, "Where are you at?" And I said, "Well, I'm in front of town hall." And she says, "Well, where in front of town hall?" Now, let me ask you something. Where do you think I am right now? Well, whereabouts? Over here, over there? And I said, I am in front of town hall. I don't want to be a bastard, but you're being a witch, and I can tell right away that you're a problem for me. I never did nothing wrong. One of those bastards attacked me, and now you're being stupid, is what I would call that. Anyways, she said, which bench? This bench or that bench? And I said, I don't need to talk to people like that. I don't need people like that talking to me. You know what I'm saying? Now I got to go report her to somebody bigger so she can go to jail because she doesn't want to get her friends in trouble that are threatening me possibly to death. And that's why I put this right directly on Facebook, directly on YouTube. It doesn't even, I told that guy this morning, I said, yeah, this is called direct. That means it's not on the camera. It goes right into the computer. Somebody should try to hit me in the back of the fucking head. And I'm madder than hell, you know what I mean? Anyways, so then these guys with all the town labels on are driving around me like, shoo, 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 5 o'clock in the morning. Now, and this is what I know, because I've had other problems in other towns. At 5 o'clock in the morning, I usually get hit with something in my tent. Almost every fucking morning. Anyways, and I found this out that whoever's up at 5 o'clock, that's usually no freaking good for me. You throw that at me? See what I'm saying? You see that cigarette right there? He just pulled up and threw a cigarette out the front of his door. Obviously, that's for me to see. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's gonna kill me.